Welcome to the NSIC Spotlight, the voice of the NSIC student athletes, powered by gpac. gpac, growing people and companies. I'm your host, Nick Cornder, Assistant Commissioner at the Northern Sun. Today, we are joined by Jenny Vetter of the Minnesota State women's soccer team. Jenny, thanks for taking the time to join us on the Spotlight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, Mankato native, a Mankato East grad. What is it that made you want to stay close to home and play for the Mavericks?
Yeah, I think just growing up in Mankato and being able to go to a lot of Maverick soccer games, I think the team is just full of players that I've grown up admiring and looking up to. And I think just staying close to home and being able to have my family come in and support me all the time, I think just the atmosphere and culture here really drew me and kept me home. So.
Excellent. Now, you were named the NSIC preseason player of the year this season after being named the player of the year in 2019, a season where you scored 20 goals. Coming in to last weekend, you had 5 goals on the season. Then you were up for 6 goals over 2 matches this past weekend. What was clicking this past weekend where you were able to find the back of the net 6 different times?
Yeah, I think just a lot of things finally fell into place for us as a team, and things that we're working on in practice are starting to click in the game. Things that we've been working on all year just sort of fell into place in a really nice way. I think we've got a lot of momentum building weekend to weekend, and I think we're using that to our advantage as we kind of move throughout conference play.
They say speed kills, and watching your highlights, it's your speed, both with and without the ball, that makes you so dangerous around the net. Tell us what's going through your mind when you break past a defender and you have that one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think honestly, just keeping as composed as possible, not being panicked, just staying calm, looking where that goalkeeper's at and where she's not, and just being able to find the space in the net, and having confident finish at the end of it. So I think just being calm and composed and being able to take that time to pick out where you're going to shoot.
Do you guys research goalkeepers at all that know that there's a weakness to one spot? Or
For me, no. I think just kind of evaluating it game by game, looking at what type of goalie they are, and kind of finding the areas where they're weaker. So kind of an in the game adjustment, I would say.
Sure. You had the lion's share of the goals this past weekend for the Mavericks, but let's talk about some of those other teammates of yours that contributed so far this season.
Yeah, I think Allie Williams, a junior, she's continuously stepping up for us. She's got a ton of assists. She can score goals, super technical player. Her and I connect really well in there. And then on the other edge is Claire Cater, who has some massive speed and some good technical skills. So I think us up front 3 can give a lot of defenses trouble. And I think just our connection is really just getting better every game.
After the weekend sweep, you're now 6-1-1 in NSIC play. That's 5 straight wins, all of those coming in the way of shutout. Talk about the Mavericks defense over the past couple of matches.
Yeah, our defense has really just been getting better every game as they are learning from each other, growing with each other. I think one of the big things about them is that they always have each other's back, backing each other up, covering for each other. As well as some rock star goalie play. So I think just it just gets better every game for us, and I think it'll continue to evolve and grow and get better.
You hinted at this part earlier. You're in the middle of a 4-match homestand as you have you host St. Cloud State on Friday at 3, then you have UMD on Sunday at 1 p.m. That atmosphere you talked about just growing up, what can fans expect when they travel to Mankato for a home soccer match?
Yeah, I think something that we take a lot of pride in is being able to defend our home field. I think a lot of teams feel that way, but I think every time we are able to step on our field and face an opponent who wants to come in and beat us, I think it just fuels our fire. We don't want to lose on our home turf. So I think just bringing that energy with us and being able to be supported by our fans and stuff too. There's just a lot of energy that goes into our home games.
7 matches left in the regular season, so a ton of soccer yet to be played. What is the message from Coach Ball leading into each match as we hit the home stretch of the season?
Yeah, I think for us, just taking it game by game, Brian really just wants us to approach every game with that mentality of we have a job to do today. We won't look too far ahead, but we got to get the job done each day, and each game that we come out, we've got to do our job and hopefully end with a win each time. So I think just using our momentum as we build forward and not looking too far ahead for us.
So as we tried to schedule this interview, you said you guys practice in the morning. What does game week look like as you lead up to playing on a Friday afternoon?
Yeah, so usually we go 9 to 11, 9 to 11:30 in the morning. Usually Mondays are off day after that long weekend of games. So, getting 3 solid days of practice going into Friday, recovery Saturday, and another game Sunday. So there's a lot of work to be done in those 3 days of practice, but managing both wanting to get stuff done and managing legs and fitness levels at the same time. So there is a pretty compact week, but I think we do a good job of managing it at the same time.
So you mentioned Saturday's a recovery day. I assume you still get out and do some light jogging and everything, or what does that day look like as far as recovery?
For sure. Either some jogging, light, get some touches in, light passing, lots of stretching, just making sure our bodies are good to go for that following game.
And then what kind of scouting reports do you get for St. Cloud? Do you watch a lot of game or match film, or is it how does coach prepare you?
Yeah, I think our coaches do a really good job. There's always who's the players to watch, how can we break them down. Each game day we go over it, we watch film. What do we need to do to be successful, and how do we stop their attack? How do we break down their defense? So I think our coaches do a really good job of evaluating that team to team and just preparing us for success the best way they can.
Excellent. Well, best of luck to you and the Mavericks this weekend. But before we let you go, this is your 4th fall at Minnesota State. What are you majoring, and then what are your plans are for future post MSU?
Yeah, so I'm right now I'm planning on taking my 5th year, my COVID year. So I'll be back next fall actually, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm majoring in biomedical science, and my plan is to apply to med school then after that fall season. So.
All right. Any schools in mind or places that you'd like to go to afterwards, or not sure yet?
I definitely want to stay in the Midwest. Probably the U of M is my top choice, but definitely opening my mind to others, of course. So.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much, Jenny, for taking the time to join us. That's going to wrap up this week's show. Thank you again to our sponsor, gpac. Make sure to check out Jenny and the rest of the Mavericks this weekend, along with all the NSIC contests streamed live and free on the NSIC network. Jenny, best of luck to you and the team this weekend and the rest of the season.
Thank you so much for having me.